So I just cut the quesadillas up into 3 little triangles. Each one will be into 3 different. So I just cut the quesadillas up, each of them into 3 little triangles because it is 1/2. What? And then we have Pam. This is gonna be. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Myles King, and welcome to today's video. So some of you may be confused about like, what? Myles King, not King Sweet? Yeah, it's Myles King now. I always wanted to start with King Sweet and then change to my actual name, but I thought, why not just do it now? I wasn't really feeling King Sweet anymore, so why not change it? So now it is Myles King, my name. So today's video is actually a highly requested video. I sent some options to some of my closest friends and they all voted for a cook with me, so I thought, why not start a cook with me series? So for the first episode, of course, I would choose something that's very simple, but also one of my favorite foods, and that is chicken quesadillas. So I'm gonna run down all the ingredients that we'll be using for today. First, we have wraps. You can use tortillas, tortilla wraps, whatever you would like. Gluten-free, whole wheat. These are gluten-free. I didn't plan on getting gluten-free, but that was what was in the store at Aldi's, so that's what we have. They're not that bad, so it's whatever. Next we have cheese. This is in a bag because it's already open, so I want it to stay fresh, so cheddar cheese. Next we have our tomatoes. This one is in a bag because it was cut open already. This one is fresh, just so we have another one just in case we run out. The next one is also an onion. We might get 2, we might have another one, but right now we have 1. I don't like onions that much, so that's why we usually just use 1. Next thing we have is a green bell pepper. I don't really like bell pepper that much, and this one is a little wilted, so I thought, why not just use it? It's kind of like blend in with the flavors. Next we have sour cream. We won't put it in the quesadilla, we'll put it as like a dipping sauce. Next we have our seasonings, and the seasonings I'm using today are adobo all-purpose seasoning. This is like an everyday thing, really. It can be used for literally anything. Next we have garlic and pepper seasoning. Yeah. Then we have Cajun style all-purpose seasoning. Then we have chili powder, you know, for a little kick. And then we have onion powder. We're not using that many seasonings because our chicken is already marinating in seasoning. It's green seasoning and also like its juices, you know. So it's already marinating in seasonings. You don't want to do too much because that'll just be really over-flavored. I mean, not really over-flavored, but there's a lot of salt in these products and you don't want to have it too salty. And then we have Pam non-stick spray. My pans are actually non-stick, but I don't trust them. I'm always scared something's gonna get stuck to the pan, so this is gonna be just for the quesadillas to be flipped around and also to grill them. Next we have canola oil, so I'll be cooking the chicken in the canola oil because I don't really like to use spray for chicken. I like to just use regular oil, just a little bit. We have our Cutco knife. I actually used to work at Cutco this summer. That's how I own the Cutco knife. So if you want to sponsor me. And then we have a Cutco cutting board that also I got from Cutco. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start by turning on our stove so we can cook the chicken while cutting up everything else. So the stove is on and I turned on the vent also, but I don't want you guys to like have it overpowering my voice. So I put it on low, so we burn down this apartment today. Okay. So we're gonna put a little oil into the pan. Just a little bit. You don't want it to be flying everywhere. It might, so stay tuned. While we're waiting on the pan to preheat, we're gonna start by cutting our vegetables. So I'm gonna start with our onion. I love cutting onions, even though it makes me cry, but it's fine. So we're gonna cut it like this, off the edges, and then we're gonna peel them. I'm gonna go right to the garbage because we don't have time for all this waste all over the cutting board. That literally irritates me. But I can never open these, and it's so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna cut it in half first, actually. Cutco knives are actually very sharp, so please be careful if you do decide to purchase them. They are very sharp. To one side. I don't like onions like that, but it makes this quesadilla taste really good. So we're gonna use onions today. My hands are washed already, so do not come for me in the comments. Thank you. Thoroughly washed them before I started this. We're gonna start by dicing the onions. So you start by going like this. I'm not a professional, so do not come for me. This is just for fun. This entire series is just for fun. If you want to take my advice and my recipes, feel free, but I'm not a professional chef, even though I would like to be, but that's not the career path I'm choosing. Okay. So before we finish with this one, we're gonna actually wash our hands and then we're gonna put the chicken into the pan. Just wash my hands and I got some tongs to put it into the pan. And when you're putting it into the pan, you wanna put it at least a little bit lower when you are putting it into the pan with oil, around like 3 or 4 because it will pop. So we're gonna put the chicken into the pan now. Okay. Yeah. So now all the chicken fit into the pan. That was actually a lot of chicken. I didn't know. It was 2 little plastic bags put into one bag. So I'm just gonna put the rest in the fridge and make grilled chicken like another day, or some stewed chicken, or I don't know, but just go in the fridge. Or you can also put it in the freezer if you know you're not gonna use it in the next like day or 2, just so that it can stay fresh. But I'm gonna put it in the fridge because I know I'm gonna use it probably like tomorrow or the next day. So now I raise the heat back up to around like 6. It's like medium heat, so that I can cook a little bit faster because it will not take that long to cook. And we're gonna keep cutting our onion. So after cutting these onions, I realized that that's a lot of onions that I have. So I don't think I'm gonna use all of this. I'm probably gonna put some in the fridge again because I don't like the overpowering taste of the onion into the quesadilla. So I almost forgot what I was making. Into the quesadilla. So next we're gonna start on the bell pepper. I don't know, I just think onions are just like, some days you like it, some days you don't. And it also depends on the food that you're eating it with or in, because sometimes it can overpower it. So okay, I'm just gonna go around it. Probably not gonna use this entire bell pepper either, so I don't like bell pepper, but we're gonna eat it today. We're gonna turn the chicken over, but first we're gonna season it. So we're gonna start, I put it in high order because I have OCD, low-key. So we're gonna start by turning it down and just sprinkling a little bit of everything on there. For the Cajun, and then onion powder. Remember, there's not that much seasoning going on to this because it's already seasoned and marinating and things and juices, so, ooh, that was a lot. It was chili powder, so it's not that bad. And lastly, some adobo, a little bit of adobo because it is salty. That's a lot. And that is all for the seasoning, and we're gonna turn it over. So while the chicken is cooking, we're gonna start again on the tomatoes, but first we're gonna put away the bell peppers because we're not using all of it, and we're gonna put it in the bag, keep it fresh. Yeah. I don't know if it's me, but it's like really hard to cut tomatoes. It's like, even if they're like very ripe, they still don't cut like you want them to cut. They're very mushy still, but I'm just gonna cut them and see how they turn out. Okay, so the tomatoes are done, and now we're gonna wash our hands, and then we're gonna shred some cheese into like a bowl. Now we have our bowl and cheese grater, just wash them off. And then we're gonna get the sharp cheddar cheese. And then we're gonna shred away. So I'm not done shredding the cheese yet because I do like a lot of cheese. No, it's not good for you, but I like a lot of cheese. So that's like my splurge. So I'm gonna keep doing that after I season the other side of the chicken. So I just finished shredding the cheese and it's all in this little bowl right here. So next I'm gonna take out the chicken out of the pan and I'm gonna cut it up on the cutting board. If you guys could smell this right now, oh my gosh. Literally, wow. Just wow. You don't have to like cook it. I mean, of course you're gonna cook it to be cooked and not raw. But you don't have to cook it to like its full length. I don't know what to call it. To the full extent. You don't have to cook it to the full extent because you will be putting it into the quesadilla and then you guys are going to be grilling. Well, if you guys decide to use my recipe, which you should, you guys will be putting it into the pan again and then grilling it. So it's going to be cooked even more. So I don't know if you want to have burnt chicken, but it would be recommended to just cook it till the nice color gets on it and it is cooked. Okay, so I just washed the pan and it's sitting there now. Not warming up yet because I still have to make sure everything is prepped before I actually start making the quesadillas. So I'm gonna start cutting the chicken, even though there's a lot of stuff on the cutting board, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, so I just finished cutting up the chicken into little cube-sized pieces, and I just used the Cutco knife and a little fork to maneuver that. Now I'm gonna preheat the pan and put the pan. That was really funny. I'm gonna preheat the pan and put the pan. And again, we're using this instead of foil because you don't want it to burn the outside of the wrap or the tortilla or whatever. So we're gonna have to assemble these on a plate because the cutting board is usually where I do it, but there's things that are occupying the cutting board right now. So how the assembly line works is we're just gonna take the wrap into the plate and then put cheese onto it, and then we're gonna go in line because that's how I cut it, so why not? And you can do like a folded quesadilla, which is more ideal, which I'm doing today because I like to save wraps for other things that I like to make. But you can do a full layer of cheese and a full layer of everything and then put another wrap on top of it. That's just gonna use more wraps, of course. But I'm not doing that today. I'm just gonna do on one side because that's what I wanna do. So I just finished assembling the first quesadilla, and then we're gonna use the pan and spray it into the pan just a little bit, not a lot, and then we're just gonna place it into the pan and grill. And just like that, the first quesadilla is in the pan. You wanna turn it down a little bit. I put it at 6 not by accident, I did it on purpose, but I also just lowered it down to 3 so that it's not burning, but it is still cooking because this is gonna cook pretty quickly. Okay, so I just finished the first two. There's one more that has to go onto the pan, and there's one on the pan. But I'm not gonna sit here waiting all night for them to be done so that I can eat it and try it, even though I know what it tastes like. So I'm just gonna cut these two, and then we're gonna taste test. So I just cut the quesadillas up into 3 little triangles, and that was definitely restaurant quality. If you think otherwise, don't click off the video, but just don't say anything. And I'm gonna try it with a little bit of sour cream on the quesadilla. Yeah. This is it. This is it. Yeah. Trying to thank everyone for watching today's video. It is a cooking series that a lot of my friends requested, and I also love cooking, so I thought, why not? I am not a professional, as I said multiple times, so do not come for me in the comments if something is wrong. I'm an improviser. I like to improvise how I do things. So if something you don't agree with, I'm cooking, so. If you guys want to try the recipe, definitely tag me in whatever you guys do on Instagram, wherever you guys want to tag me, and just let me know how you guys like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment videos that you guys would like to see down below. And also don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also turn your post notification bell for when I post a new video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.